Good day friends. Today I am here with the video of marine lube oil additives. इस वीडियो में मैं मरीन लूब ऑयल और उसके एडिटिव्स, their types, the proper function of the lube oil additives I am going to discuss. इसके बारे में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. एडिटिव्स बेसिकली करते क्या है, उनके फंक्शंस क्या हैं, and how they are affecting the lube oil. Additives in lube oil and its functions. These are the chemical compounds. Basically, when we talk about additives, these are the chemical compounds. They are added to improve the protection of the machineries and increasing the life of the oil. And if we see that exact reason for the addition, to protect the lubricant in service by limiting the chemical change and deterioration. Means in यूज के दौरान जो केमिकल चेंज होंगे, जो डिटेरिएशन होगा, वो उतना ज्यादा नहीं होगा लूब ऑयल का, उसको प्रोटेक्ट करेगा ये एडिटिव्स. दे आर गोइंग टू प्रोटेक्ट द लूब ऑयल फ्रॉम द हार्मफुल प्रोडक्ट ऑफ कंबशन ऑल्सो. मेन इंजन during the combustion, whatever the harmful products which is generated, that is being also protected by these additives. How it is achieved? Providing the oil with properties which does not possess. The additional property achieved by the oil if we add the additives of the desired property. Replacing desired property which is lost during refining. सो रिफाइनिंग के दौरान जो भी उसके प्रॉपर्टीज हैं लॉस्ट हो गए हैं, उसको भी ऐड करता है. इनहैंसिंग एंड इंप्रूविंग द नेचुरल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ ऑयल. लूब ऑयल की अपनी जो खुद की नेचुरल प्रॉपर्टीज है उसको भी इंप्रूव करता है. टाइप्स ऑफ एडिटिव्स. इफ यू सी दैट it is divided into two basic parts: physical modifiers and chemical modifiers. So physical modifier, these are the additives which is basically increasing and improving the performance of the lube oil in these manner. So what are these? Viscosity improvers, anti-foaming agents, frictional modifiers, extreme pressure agents, pour point depressants. These are the physical modifiers. Chemical modifiers. These modifiers or these additives extend the usable life of the oil. Chemical modifier उसका जो है lube oil का लाइफ बढ़ा देता है, ज्यादा लंबे समय तक यूज कर सकते हैं. And provide the protection from the engine deposits by controlling contaminants. Contaminants को भी कंट्रोल करता है और कंबशन के दौरान जो भी डिपॉजिट्स सूट्स डेवलप हुए हैं उसको भी कंट्रोल करता है. These are detergents, dispersants, inhibitors for oxidation, corrosion and rust formation. These are also the additives which is there. So now we will go one by one the different types of additives. Viscosity index improver. As we know that when we talk about the viscosity index, it is basically help to maintain the viscosity of oil as near constant with the temperature values. मीन्स टेम्परेचर वैरी होने के बाद भी उसका जो है विस्कोसिटी विल बी रिमेन्स एज ओरिजिनल. सो इन दिस ग्राफ you can see that the temperature varies from -18 to the 99 degree centigrade, and if it is a plain mineral oil, the viscosity is going to drop out, decrease. And if it is blended with the viscosity improver, it is remains as original whatever the oil possesses. So it is not going to change with the temperature part. Anti-foaming additive. Basically, when air entered into the oil, this is going to cause the foaming of it. Okay, this can be due to the low supply of head, or the return line is not running full. So what happened? The foamings or the bubbles are being formed. And these foaming can result in the breakdown of the lube oil film, which is already in the bearing. And this is going to reduce the load carrying capacity of the particular oil. What we have the anti-foam additives. These are the silicon polymers. They attach themselves to the small air bubbles and forming a weak spot in the bubble. And the small bubbles then join together and forming the large bubble, which will rise to the surface and release the air. So in the lube oil, the release of the bubbles or release of the air is possible with the help of the anti-foaming additives, and this is going to prevent the foaming part of the lube oil film, and that's how the load carrying capacity of the lube oil is being intact. Oiliness and extreme pressure additives. These additives reduce the friction and the wear, and they may form chemically with the metal reaching welding temperature. So basically, when we talk about the friction and the wear, when it happens, temperature is also going to rise. And when the temperature is going to rise, then what we have, the lower shear strength than the base metal, and hence welding and tearing of the metal is being prevented with the help of the extreme pressure additives. They increase and improve the load carrying capacity or the pressure tendency. These additives would be important during the running in and in the starting and stopping of the engine, because at the starting and stopping time, the friction is more. And running in also, that is, all of you know, I hope, what is running in. So running in process also, these additives give an important part. Other additives would include the emulsifying and de-emulsifying agents and tacking agents and the metal deactivators. So this is going to give you a better protection, and when it is added to the lube oil. Molybdenum disulfide, molyslip, which we have used on board ship so many times. It is also used to prevent the scuffing part of the 4-point depressant. These are added to keep the oil fluid at low temperatures. So whenever the low temperature is being faced, the fluidity of the oil remains intact. It is free flow. And these additive coats the wax crystal as they form when the temperature is reduced, and preventing the formation of large crystal. That is the main property. Detergents. These keep metal surfaces clean, as the name detergent itself. It is the thing which is getting clean, solubilizing the oil degradation products. So when oil is being used for the longer time, the degradation is bound to happen, and this is something which is going to protect the lube oil from these type of products, coating the metal surfaces due to their polar nature and hindering the formation of deposits. They are also having the neutralizing acids. So if the acid formation is there, they are going to neutralize it. Water washing, when we do of the detergent lube oil, actually we should not do. And by mistake also we should not, because if it is done, then what will happen? We will lose the detergency property of the lube oil, and excessive depletion of the detergent additives will happen, and it is going to cause the emulsion trouble. As you can see, the lube oil in the diagram, you can see the lube oil which with the detergent is having intact, and if the additive failure occur, then what is the condition happening in the form of bubbles and all. Okay. Dispersants. These are the high molecular weight organic molecules which is added to the lube oil, which stick to the possible deposits making products and keep them in fine suspension by preventing the small particle forming the large ones. So basically, when we see that the dispersant type, it is making the combustion products or the deposits, they stick to that and keep them in the fine suspension, and and they does not allow the small particles to join and make a large particle, because if it is there, it is going to cause wear and tear part of it. At low temperature, they are more effective than the detergents. Now the another lube oil additive antioxidant, When the oil comes in contact with the hot engine components, it tends to oxidize. Basically, it is the normal thing. And these oxidized molecules of oil set up a chain reaction and promoting more and more oxidation. So the basically the if this happen, then the oxidation of the lube oil, then the actual lube oil property will be lost. And do you know that the oxidation rate will be doubled approximately every 7 degree rise in the temperature? And at the temperature above 80 degree, approximately the oxidation rapidly reduces the life of the oil. So the complete property of the oil is being lost, and final result you have to change or replace with the new oil. So viscosity usually increases due to the oxidation products. So if the oxidation is started and it's a chain reaction, then what will happen? The oxidation products will increase the viscosity of the oil, and they can help to stabilize the foam. And when they are preventing the formation of the good hydrodynamic layer of the lubricant between the surface of bearing and reducing the load carrying capacity. So if we see the oxidant products, which is helping in formation of the foam, then of course the load carrying capacity will be reduced. And if load carrying capacity will be reduced, then the whole concept of the lubrication is lost. So between the bearing and the moving parts, this is something which is a huge loss. So what we have to have the antioxidant additives, and these antioxidant additives prevent the oxidation products, and antioxidants stop this chain reaction and stabilizes the oil. Basically, what happened, these oxidation products also causes the lacquering on hot metal surfaces when they form the sludge, and possibly organic acids which can corrode the bearing. So acid formation is also there, and corrosion of the components will also happen. So antioxidant stop this completely, and this chain reaction will be stopped, and it stabilizes and protects the oil. Now corrosion inhibitor. So this is an alkaline additive used to neutralize the acid formation or acidity formed in the oil in case of the cylinder lubricants for the diesel engine, to neutralize sulfuric acids formed from the fuel combustion. So during the combustion, the products which is being formed having acidity in nature. So the acidity is going to cause the corrosion part of it. So these additives will increase basically the TBN, that is your total base number, and prevent the rusting of steel and corrosion of the bearings, or it is going to prevent the corrosion of the various components where it is found. So these corrosion inhibitors are also a nice additive which is preventing the corrosion of the components. Here in this picture, I have given for you guys for the quick reference, and all these extreme pressure additives, oiliness, core point depressant, rust inhibitor, viscosity improver, all these properties are included in this picture. So you can use it for your purpose or the quick review. Same here also, the alkaline agents, the anti-foaming agents, antioxidants, anti-wear improvers. This is also included in this slide, and for quick review, it is very useful. And here in this one, we have the corrosion inhibitor, we have the detergents, we have dispersants and metal deactivators. So this is also going to give you a quick review, and if you go through it, it is going to improve and enhance your knowledge. And here what we have the additives, which is in a chart formation, the component and the risk involved, and what are the required additives, which is enlisted over here. It is a very useful chart. So I'm going to explain you now. So if we see that the bearing surface, if we take the component as a bearing surface, then the corrosion and abrasive wear is the most risky part of it. So we should have the corrosion inhibitor, antioxidants, viscosity index improver, and oiliness in the lube oil, which is being utilized for the bearing surfaces. Same in the crankcase surface, if you see, the deposit formations are the larger culprit. So in this one, detergent and dispersant is going to give you a better effective role. Then the piston underground part. So here also the deposits are the risk involved, and the detergent and dispersant and antioxidants are the better one. Cylinder liner surface, corrosive and abrasive wear is one of the part, the risk involved. Then when we talk about corrosive and abrasive wear, the alkalinity, detergent and dispersant, antioxidant, oiliness, these are the required additives for it. Camshaft and the gear surface. For this one, the corrosion, adhesion, and abrasive wear. So in this one, you have the corrosion inhibitor, anti-wear aerator, and EP properties. So this is also required. The crosshead and the shoe surface, abrasive wear is the most risky part. So anti-wear properties, the oiliness, or extreme pressure additives, these are the thing. So turbocharger bearing surfaces, sudden failure and the poor performance is also the risk involved in this one. So anti-foaming, antioxidant, viscosity improvers. This is going to give you a better result when we use the turbocharger oil over the bearing surfaces. Because turbocharger is having very high RPM also. So chances of the load carrying capacity or loss of the lube oil film is also there. So we have to have these additives in the lube oil. Thank you, all of you. I have tried my level best to explain you guys regarding the lube oil additives and their properties, how they are helping and improving the lube oil. So इस वीडियो में मैंने स्टार्टिंग में कुछ हिंदी में भी बोला है और समझाने की कोशिश की है। मुझे लगता है कि ये प्रयास सफल रहा और आगे भी मैं इस तरह के वीडियो में प्रयोग करूंगा और हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों मिक्स रखूंगा। इससे आप लोगों को आसानी होगी समझने में। So just give the feedback कि ये कैसा लगा and I will be coming for you guys what are the effects of these additives or if some of the properties of the lube oil is lost then what will happen, what are the impacts. So this is going to give you a more important video. In next video I will be coming with this. Thank you all of you.